Hey everyone, this is Tim McDonald coming to you with another Tchat preview. And this week's topic we are talking about the candidate experience is everything. And I am so happy to be here with one of our guests for next week who's actually coming to us from around the world. She's in the next day already as I talk to her. How are you doing today, Elaine?
I'm doing fabulous, and it's supposed to be sunny and warm this fall day in Australia.
Well, perfect. We are so glad that you're taking time out of your day or your morning, where it's evening over here in the States, to talk to us about what's going to be happening next week. We're so fortunate to have you as our guest, both on Tchat Radio, which is going to be on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then guest moderating our Tchat Twitter chat on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, where we are going to be talking about the candidate experience. So before we get into actually what the topic is, can you tell us a little bit about you, Elaine, and what you do?
Well, certainly. Thank you for that. I have two jobs. My day job is the president of a consulting firm called Talent Function Group, and we help organizations with their recruiting process, their technology, their candidate experience, and overall just how they're delivering to the business when it comes to recruiting. And then by night, I switch gears into my nonprofit mode, and I'm chairman of the Talent Board, which is a nonprofit organization that is of the backbone to the Candidate Experience Awards, and I think what we're going to be talking about as we go forward. So,
Well, exciting. Yeah, and I mean, we are talking about the candidate experience, and I know we're going to have a lot to talk about next week, but maybe you can just kind of set the framework by explaining to us just why today, maybe more than ever, the candidate experience is so important to employers.
certainly, and I think today more prevalent than before as we come out of a recession, as we're moving into a positive economy, for lack of a better way to put it. Candidates and job seekers aren't just those unemployed who you could think about as the masses. It really is now strategic talent, competitive talent that organizations need to find. And those experiences have voices across their networks. It's not just going home and telling a spouse or a close family member how bad it might be. It's now telling our networks and our relationships how good or bad the relationship is. So it's important for organizations to really think about their brand recognition and the value that they bring to the community and how they treat candidates through the process. And they don't need a whole lot of hand-holding. The misconception that candidates want, every minute of attention. They just want respect, just a little basic respect.
Well, fantastic, and I'm sure this goes, both it can be used both ways, right? Both as a positive and kind of can go the other way if you don't treat
Yes.
them correctly, as far as what they can be talking to about your brand out in the public to their network with.
Well, and one of the things we found from last year's survey is that candidates do leverage their voice. We took information related to their inner circle, and their likelihood is 6 out of 10 would probably say something positive in their inner circle about their overall experience. 5 out of 10 would say something negative in their inner circle. So again, their voice is going both directions. Our goal is to focus on what we can do to make sure that there is something positive said. In many cases, even a neutral experience is actually positive these days.
Wow, fascinating. Well, I am so looking forward to diving into this topic a little bit more next week. Again, we're going to have you as our radio guest on Tchat Radio next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then you will be guest moderating the Twitter chat Tchat on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But until then, how can people get in touch with you, Elaine, and find out what you're doing?
Oh, easiest way is my handle for just about everything is Elaine Orler. You can find me on LinkedIn, you can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Facebook. The Talent Board, or the Candes, CANDES.org, is the website for the Candidate Experience Awards, and we're open for companies' participation now. So I'm usually in both of those places on a regular basis.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much, and enjoy the conference out in Australia, and we will look forward to seeing you next week on Tchat.